Hello, my name is Dallin,
And I'm Ryan.
and the name of this band is I Don't Know How But They Found Me, and you're watching Music and Gigs.
Hi, I'm here at Leeds Festival with I Don't Know How But They Found Me with Dallin and Ryan.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks. How was the set before?
It was great. Yeah.
Good to play a festival.
Exciting to see that many people for a new band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true, yeah, because you've only just recently been signed, I believe.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
So we've been listening to your new song, Do It All the Time, this morning. So are you able to tell us what the inspiration was for that?
Yeah, it's sort of my critique on the whole do what thou wilt philosophy, you know, that's so popular in music today. We're going to do whatever we want, and you know, that whole attitude, like it's a really popular attitude, but I think it's a little bit flawed, that philosophy.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't really consider that what you want might be bad. So that song, that's what it's about, you know, like you can do that stuff, you can do whatever you want, but it might not always work out for you.
And how was the writing process and the recording process for that song?
It came together pretty quickly and easily, everything we've done so far, and I think that's just because, like, it's been DIY and low and no budget, and so, you know, we've done a lot of stuff on our own and haven't had to depend on anyone else to make things happen.
So it's just you two, like proper,
Yeah.
what you guys want.
Yeah.
So you've been friends for years and worked together previously. Why did you decide to become a duo and not go off solo or continue in your previous bands?
Well, when we got started, it was all kind of casual. Like, we both had other bands that we were playing in, and so keeping it a two-piece made sense. You know, it was simple and it was easy and it was cheap, and whenever we felt like going out and doing a show, like, we could just go knock it out and have a fun night, and that's what it was. So
Fit all of our gear into just one little car.
Yeah.
Just drive around the city. And
So
play
I
wherever.
guess it was born out of convenience, but we kept it that way just because we enjoyed it so much. So
So what's the best part of being a duo?
it's cheap,
Cheap.
so inexpensive.
It's just us.
Yeah, it's
We determine
just
our
simple.
own
Yeah,
destiny, I guess, right?
it's simple. You don't really have to consult 5 and 6 people to go and do a show or do anything really. Like, you just make one call and say, hey man, are you free
Yep.
this night? Let's go play. All right, cool.
You know, with your creating of music and lyrics and all that, do you clash on anything, or do you pretty much get along?
Well, we get along really well.
Yeah.
Like, even though we have, well, there's some things that we like musically that are the same.
Yeah.
But there's some fork in the road that happens eventually. This drastic change
Right.
that we each go down. Where I'm listening to like 70s garage rock and glam stuff, and
Now I listen to some punk rock, like 90s, you know, alternative. Or,
yeah, which I also love too. But like, you can get pretty metally too, which
yeah.
like.
No, I can't. I like all sorts of music.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not stuck in one lane, I guess.
Every once in a while, you'll turn something on where I'm just like,
What is this?
who are you?
Constantly learning about each other.
It's
No, but
really,
it's good. It's good though. Everyone has their own stuff that they like.
It's
you know?
really just easy jamming with
Yeah.
him though, and it's just, I don't know. We grew up in the same area, so we have that in common, and just kind of the way we were raised and brought up. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like I'll put on something like Chaz and Dave. I don't know if you know who they are,
I've heard of
but
it,
yeah,
yeah,
they're probably the most British band that I've ever heard of. But like no one remembers Chaz and Dave, but like they have such good songs. Like, I shouldn't say no one remembers them because I'm sure that people do. But like in America, they're a little more rare, which I like. You know.
And what has been your favourite song that you've recorded as a band? Well, a band, duo, two-piece?
Probably Choke so
Yeah,
far.
Choke has been really awesome.
Yeah, that one was really easy. Like, it came together quickly, got recorded easily, and you know, it's one of those ones that almost felt like it wrote itself. You know, like it just kind of came out like that. So.
What was the first song you wrote together?
Well, the first ones that
That's
we.
actually made.
Yeah. He writes all the songs, but
Oh,
mostly.
okay.
But you know, sometimes I have ideas out.
Well, yeah, that's kind of how we got started.
Yeah.
Like, I was just making a record on my own, and I would bring in my pal Ryan here to play drums on it, and we got hanging out in the studio, and you know, it just felt really good. Like, hanging out again and making music together.
It's like no pressure, there's no agenda.
I think the first song we did was Social Climb.
Yep.
Yeah. Which hasn't been released yet, but soon.
Soon. How soon?
Not telling.
And you're obviously playing a festival, well, you've played a festival today. What's your favourite type of venue to play?
Oh,
Is
man.
it festivals or small crowds
hard.
or huge
It's
crowds
hard to
or-
say because, like, each different scenario is special in its
Right.
own way. Like, a small show can feel really intimate and the energy can be up, like, really easily and really intensely. But a large show, while it might be more difficult to get that energy up to that same level, like when it hits, like it's so massive that it kind of overwhelms you. So they're both really special, like in their own way, and I wouldn't pick one or the
Right.
other. Like I've loved and I will always love doing both.
Just happy to play.
Absolutely, yeah.
A few easier questions now. Let's
Sure.
do. So, what's your most embarrassing moment on stage?
I have so many.
Yeah, you go first.
All right, probably.
I have to really think about this one.
Let's see. All right. So it was on a Panic tour. Like we would come out for an encore, and I would do this thing where I'd stand up on the risers and put my hand up like this and get people making noise. And I'd do it on one riser, and then I'd go to the other side. And there was one night in particular where like the riser was wet, and I'm wearing dress shoes or something. So I hop up on there, and my feet just go nope, and it's just like in front of like 20,000 people. Like I don't know what it was, but I think I recovered pretty gracefully from it. Rolled backwards and popped up, like I did it on purpose, and totally did not. But I think that's still on the internet somewhere. But
Yeah,
I'll have to have a look.
yeah.
I was playing like an outdoor festival, and my face was on like a jumbotron, and then somebody threw a shoe and it hit me right in the face.
Like while you were on the jumbotron.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So that was really fun.
How did you recover? Or did you
I was so stunned. What happened? I didn't even realize what happened until I
Did
got
you like
off
see
stage.
stars or anything?
No, I was just like, what is going on? And then after that, water got thrown on my face, and it's just. Yeah.
What kind of shoe was it?
This is Converse. It was actually one of these.
Oh.
It was a Chuck
it
Taylor.
It wasn't this one.
It
no.
wasn't him.
I would
no.
never.
This was probably like 6 years ago. Yeah. But that was one of my. Yeah.
What's your most prized possession?
Okay, I've got a blue Masters of the Universe He-Man figure called Faker. That was my favorite toy when I was a kid, and it would never ever leave my hand. I think my mom got rid of it at some point when I was like maybe 5 or 6, but I never forgot it. Like it was my favorite thing. And I only recently, within the last year or two, found one on eBay and paid like $30 for it. So I have it again now, and it's sitting in a closet. I hope to one day have it on like an office desk or something, but it's my favorite thing.
A little personal memory.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say just some old CDs I've collected over the years, because I feel like someday if the universe goes down, that I still have those CDs and memories and stuff,
What's in these CDs?
Oh, just, like early, like Green Day records, Blink records, like almost the entire like Epitaph catalog from like the late 90s, early 2000s, some of the Fat Records kind of stuff. So, yeah, mostly punk.
And when was the last time you were starstruck, and who was it? Do you get starstruck?
The last time, I don't usually, but I did once, and it was Dennis Quaid. And there's a reason. Years and years ago, when I was doing the Brobex,
The Curse of Quaid?
The Curse of Dennis Quaid was something that would follow us around. It was because the first time we played Los Angeles, we invited a bunch of friends and people out, and they all said they would come, of course, but found out that Dennis Quaid's band was playing across the street, so no one came. Everyone went to see Dennis Quaid. So from that moment on, it became kind of like, Quaid, like we had this rivalry, but it didn't end there. Like everywhere we went, his presence would be felt or seen. Like we would check into a hotel at 3 a.m. and turn on a TV, and a Dennis Quaid movie would be on. Or we'd leave a restaurant and there's a billboard for his latest movie. But at Panic played South by Southwest a couple years ago, and I got a text from my text saying, "Dude, Dennis Quaid is here at the venue." I'm like, that's very funny, because they knew about the Curse. But he was there, and I met him, told him about the Curse, like he thought it was hilarious, and from that moment on, I think the Curse was lifted because his presence sort of evaporated from my life.
Just had to meet him.
But yeah,
It's gone.
but it was a pretty big deal. Dennis Quaid, I love you.
I think mine was Green Day. I met them, and that was. I mean, I don't get starstruck. I think I would get starstruck if I met Dave Grohl or something. But like Green Day was like definitely that was like the band I just grew up like listening to over and over and over again. But yeah.
We're going to play a quick most likely game to get to know both of you a bit more.
Sure.
Whiteboard.
Oh, there's props.
Oh boy. Here we go.
So you can't show each other your. Just pop your mic.
Okay, cool.
I can't draw, by the way, so you're helping with some amazing drawing. It's not gonna happen. Are we drawing or are we?
No, you just write in names. So it's. Okay.
No peeking.
So most likely to spend all their money on something stupid.
Wait, who?
Yeah, out of you two. Okay. Okay. So what's the story behind this? What have you bought anything stupid?
Oh, you made an arrow. That's cute. I just underlined my name.
Well, I think it's because I try my best to be a responsible father, you know, so buying stupid things, He-Man figures, you know, so it's a rare thing for me.
I'll splurge every once in a while, but I'm a musician, so the stereotype is, I don't have to splurge as much because if I do, then I won't have anything. So that's the, but yeah, that would be the most irresponsible. Oh, nice. So should I names? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Cool.
Simple, yeah. Most likely to be a drama queen when not getting their own way.
Ready?
Ready? Oh,
What do we got?
changing
Oh.
opinion. I've broke the band up. So why each
I
other?
don't know, I guess we all have our little moments.
Yeah,
like, yours are probably more to do with, like, equipment when we're
Yes.
doing a show.
Oh man, I'm so super OCD with equipment.
Yeah, if something, like, goes wrong, like...
I really admire Down's OCD because I feel like he has such a vision for everything visual, creative.
Yeah, I think mine has more to do with like if
The
something
presentation.
creative or related to like the art that we're doing comes back to us wrong. I'm just like, no.
Yep. Yeah. That's good. That's a good thing though.
Yeah.
Not too much of a drama queen then. Just
No,
like
an
the way.
appropriate amount.
This is very drama free. This is a very drama free environment.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Most likely to embarrass themselves.
Ready?
Ready?
Oh, what? What?
Yeah. Well, that's how I feel. I think I think I lack certain social graces. You know.
No.
What's both of yours? Both embarrassing stories.
It's not even so much stories. Sometimes I just say dumb things, or I'll do dumb things. Right? Sometimes.
Yeah. I think we all do it. You know.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just us being our own worst critic.
Right.
Maybe. Most likely to break a world record. Ready? What world record?
You want to know the record?
Yeah.
Most hours gone without sleep. I'm a father of two and a touring musician, and I just kind of live my life in a constant state of unrest. So.
Okay. Most likely to laugh at an inappropriate time. That was an easy one.
Yeah, we both know.
What have you laughed at?
Just just unfortunate.
You laughed at a guy earlier today that slipped and fell in the mud.
I did. I'm sorry, I did. I really happened. No, but it was just so funny. Like, he was just like walking like all confidently, and then he just went, whoop. It was looking at me like, God.
I mean, it's classic comedy. It really is. I didn't see it happen, but he really enjoyed it.
Sometimes I laugh out of nervousness too, you know? So that's the thing. But, yeah. But that's true.
Most likely to appear on a reality TV show.
What?
Most likely to appear on a reality TV show. Okay. What reality TV show and why?
Not because I'd ever want to. I just always find myself in like the craziest situations. So.
And I hate reality TV with the passion of a fire of 1,000 suns. Like, I would never participate.
All your fault, real world,
in
and
anything
TV
like that.
and everything else. That sucks.
It's
all
the
your fault.
worst. It's the worst.
What show do you think you'd be?
What I'd be on?
Yeah.
No, I honestly don't really watch reality television. I feel like if you want to watch reality television, you just go on Instagram and see your friends do dumb stuff.
Go outside.
Yeah. It gives you your own platform to have your own reality show.
I'm only vaguely familiar with the few shows that my wife watches. But I try to avoid, but you know, every once in a while I'll catch myself like, really? You know? Teen Mom or something. I think that's one of her favorites.
Walmart edition.
Okay, most likely to eat someone else's food when they're not looking. You're both guilty.
I'm a foodie. I love food. It's one of my favorite things about being alive.
What's your favourite foods?
You know, I couldn't even say. I just love food, like in general.
Pizza's good.
But
Sushi.
yeah.
Sushi.
No, I was on tour once with Fall Out Boy and left in a room with Patrick's after show food alone once. And I thought I didn't do it and I never would, but the thought did occur to me to sneak some of it. I absolutely could have. I didn't, and I wouldn't, but could have.
This is my story. This was actually on one of my first tours, but the band Silverstein, they left their green room, and so we thought they did. And so we're like, oh, they left the building. All right, they just left all this Red Bull behind, and we stole some of their Red Bull. The singer comes in, he's like, hey man, what's going on? We're like, hey, I think it was like the second day of tour. Since then, now we're all friends and stuff. But
You know what? I just remembered a time where I did eat someone else's food, but it was totally accident. We were playing a show in Spain, and Muse had brought their own catering people. We thought that it was just catering for the festival. So we were all back there just, you know, chowing down, and one of their people came by and said, guys, this food belongs to Muse. And we were just horrified that we were eating their food that they paid for. So they were totally cool about it, you know, they laughed it off. It did happen.
Most likely, this is the last one, to be indecisive. What are you indecisive about? Just everything?
Everything, because I'm a Libra, and Libras are always indecisive.
I know what I want, and I go out and I get it.
I know what I want to, but then I always think like, well, if I do that, what happens here? And I'm always, you know, being hypothetical about everything. What could happen? I think it's, yeah.
You're a worrier.
I am a worrier.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It keeps you out of trouble.
Sometimes.
And that's the end of the board things. I've just got one last question.
Shoot.
Okay, if you could curate your own festival, what 5 bands, artists would you have on the bill?
Ooh. Man, I would probably curate a festival filled with like older acts, like Sparks, one of my favorite acts ever. Who would you choose?
For a festival?
Yeah. I would probably choose someone, just bands that I love, like maybe Todd Rundgren. It's another 70s guy that I just love so much. But if we're talking newer stuff, maybe like Kane Strang. He's a kid from New Zealand that writes like really, really beautiful music that I love a lot. what is that, 3? Street Joy would be cool. Yeah.
Kind of smaller band, but they're awesome.
Who else? Last one. White Reaper's pretty great. Yeah, maybe White Reaper. They're a pretty great band too.
So festival of newer bands.
A couple newer, a couple older. Just some of my favorite stuff. I couldn't help myself.
I would say like Killers for me.
Oh, you're trying to make money. You're trying. I didn't know that was a factor.
Yes. I love the Killers. Who else? I just say Green Day because I know people will come, and that's like my favorite. Really into Pale Waves right now. That'd be another good band. It's band Bad Flower. You guys heard of them? They'll hit you.
Yeah, they're great.
Is that 4? I need one more. I would say like Hot Heat.
Ooh,
Like, yeah.
bring them back. Yeah, they haven't done anything for a bit, but that's a good band.
I love us to play with like Gratefully, Hot Heat, Block Party.
That's that 2000s Renaissance
Yeah.
stuff, early 2000s.
Yeah.
We just wanted to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it right? See?
Okay, let's try again. Boom.